All right. Today's Mystery Magic Mushroom video is on the concept of tolerance with psychedelics. Once again, this is for education and harm reduction purposes. Please don't strike me. Tolerance is a very fascinating subject because with psychedelics in general and tryptamines more specifically, it has an incredibly hard tolerance curve for the overwhelming majority of people, where you are going to need significantly more to trip as hard as you did on day one onto like day 2 or day 3, right? You're going to need dramatically more. There are, calculators you'll find online that'll like try to give you this as like a general idea of what you're going to need for subsequent days, but most of these are nonsense. It's way too variable for that to be really useful. The general rule of thumb is if you are trying to get the maximum potency out of the same amount, you're going to need to wait at minimum 7 days. A lot of people will recommend you wait 14 days, but I found that typically 7 is sufficient. For me, tolerance doesn't seem to really be as much of an issue as I had thought it would have been, or comparing it to other people. I've done experiments where I've taken the same amount on, one day, waited a few days, waited 7 days, done it back to back. It just doesn't seem as harsh for me as it does for a lot of people. So I tend to trip pretty frequently. I found for myself, usually 3 days is enough to reset it. It's very strange. A lot of people say you're going to lose the luster or the wonder or, some part of the magic is going to disappear if you trip too frequently. And again, I've also just found that that's not really the case for me. I can't say for sure why that is, why there's that variation, but that is the general principle. In addition to that, pretty much all these substances have some degree of cross tolerance, where if you have, say a standard tryptamine psychedelic, like a magic mushrooms or one of these synthetic chemicals that you find in these products that we review, it'll have a similar tolerance profile to LSD or, some of these other lesser known ones, like even 2CB, which is far more of a Europe thing, but even that seems to apply the same way. You're just going to kind of have to experiment it with yourself. It just is not as consistent as I would want it to be able to measure it in a scientific way. It's very odd. And so there are even some techniques where you can almost game the tolerance system. To give a very specific example, I found that if you add THC edibles to tryptamine psychedelics, you can almost get it to feel dramatically stronger than it should be relative to your tolerance. So say I did one full pack of a road trip on day 1, okay? On day 2, for me, it's going to be weaker, but it's not going to be as dramatically weaker as a lot of people suggest it's going to be. I can't say that's going to happen for you, but for me, it doesn't seem to matter too much. But if I add even as little as 10 milligrams of THC to the psychedelics, it'll boost it pretty dramatically, where you can kind of one full bag of road trip day 1, another full bag of road trip day 2, it's going to be diminished, but you add that THC to it, then it's all of a sudden on par or debatably stronger. It's very weird. So do some experiments with your own tolerance. Try to work around it. Just be careful. Don't be reckless. But again, if you're trying to be as cost effective as possible, if you don't know what your tolerance profile is like and you don't want to risk wasting money, wait at least 7 days. If you want to be super safe, wait 14 days. Do what you got to do.